The A with a black man is debonair. I'm talking about a black man's heaven here. Shorty, we going where the destination is manifested. We learn how to collect reparations and invest it. I went from dressing the coldest to catching the COVID, to blessed with success to promote it, to just go.
Yeah, buddy, you ready or not? Don't really care if you was or you wasn't LeBron. From now on, I'm calling the shots. I don't really care about your hating little daddy LeBron. Your mammy's a pity. Anytime I get beside myself, I remind myself from. Think I gotta go through. I don't like therapist, I don't like most. You love me, my go-to. Love a team blind on top like Goku. Just left Nobu, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the Tether Road, told you. Wait, don't even know you.
This is a city that's hosted more Super Bowls than almost anybody else. And, oh yeah, Brock, they've won a couple of their own along the way, too. We're in the home of the Buccaneers, Tampa, Florida, and Raymond James Stadium. One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go in Week 14. Dallas Flowers now on the return. And look at this return. It's an excellent return, but he gets popped at the end of it.
Storms are minor, but you know she never made it. When you flying up this, ain't no kidding. Don't know what Avenue brings and staying back.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. That's to his back. Here's Rachaad White. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's the give to Irving. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
He throws a bullet deep to the right. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders have an early opportunity after the interception on the game's first series. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
His first throw is an interception. And he takes this one back for the pick six. Well, that certainly wasn't the end result he was after there, Brock. A big play to start the scoring, but we can definitely say this was not his intention, letting that pass go.
No, a lot of game left, though, and that's a positive. And you know what? He's going to have a chance to totally redeem himself after that one.
That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Returning it from the 4. He's popped at the end of that one. Painful end to a real solid return there. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Hey, Lion!
On first down, they'll run. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Go! Hey, go! Here we go.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Searches from the pocket. And they had that one contained right at the line. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play.
What an excellent job there by the defense. Once he gets out on the move, to be able to corral and contain him and not give up any yards. So often a unit can't keep that contained, and a play like that will go for a big gain.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. Hits his running back. On the move, past the 40. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive. Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
Hey, run! 11.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Rolling left, buying some time. Cut near the goal line. He has the touchdown. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders tie this game 7-7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Flowers now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Set. Right on.
On the give, this is Irving. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Point it right. Good.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down.
Set.
From the gun, Mayfield. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He has it at the 22. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Raider football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that kips the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Hey, kill.
From the 24. He puts some power on a deep one left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL game, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Third and long for him here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw. It's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. No return on that punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Good. Done.
Play fake, it's Mayfield. He finds the rookie from Ohio State. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
2nd and 10 now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Run. What's that?
Baker now off to play fake. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. Riley Dixon getting set to punt it once again. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. He'll get it at the 9. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
30 left. Here's the 24.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
On the move, headed right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. They're set up at the 35 now.
Hey, Lion!
They'll run here on 1st down. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Hey, go! Here we go.
From the 37. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And he'll get it up to the 44. Third and a lone yard coming up.
Hey.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the 1st. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive.
13, Luke. Go, let's go.
Receiver in motion going left. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He lets one fly deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders take a second quarter lead. Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there and they'll boot this away. Johnson now on the return. Fine. He lost the football. And that one was close. Big return. Nearly lost on the fumble, but thankfully he gets it back.
Well, Kate, I think he was in full-on panic mode for a brief moment. He just made sure it never overwhelmed him. Calmly picks it back up. May have lost him some yards, but at least it didn't lose them the possession.
Kings! What's up?
First down, here's Baker. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Yeah, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Done.
Working inside the red zone. It's into the hands of White. They deliver a shot before he can get to the line.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal.
Done.
Irving on the inside give. And he stopped just a little short of the goal line. He's down to the 2. Give him 4 yards, and they're sitting on 3rd and goal now.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a gain of 2, and that's going to bring up 4th and goal.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Less than a yard, all that's needed on 4th and goal.
What's up?
He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Buccaneers can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Baker Mayfield the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers tie things up at 14. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flight. To return, here's Raheem Mostert. This return makes it up to the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Hey, run.
Now Lawrence. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Sink right. On red. Sink right open.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's It's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
30 left. Go.
Third down, Lawrence to throw. As the open man downfield. He does it. Touchdown. The Raiders just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Johnson with a return here. Returns looking good so far. And they'll be happy about where they're about to take the field. He's up to the 35 on the return. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Throwing now off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Alert, 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 alert.
It's 2nd and 21.
Regular. Alert, 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 alert.
Another try following the sack. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Mayfield now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he crosses midfield before going out. A gain of 27 yards there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Baker now from the gun. Hauled in by Godwin. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Forced out to his right. That's complete, Mike Evans. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down. Baker throwing again. Buys time, rolling right. He takes it himself. And he almost gets to the 5. It goes out at the 6.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Point it right, point it right, point it right. What's up?
Irving here from the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. 3rd down, 1 yard to go.
What's up?
Once again, Irving. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Less than a yard needed here on 4th. And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And he's brought down for a loss. And they get to him just in time. That's a tackle for the stand and a turnover on downs.
I think we are so preconditioned when a QB sneak is called, we think it's going to be a first down, right? Well, I think they expected him to get it too. But now they got to adjust in a hurry and get their defense out there to make a stand of their own.
He'll get this to Samuel. And he gets this across the 10 before stepping out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He put everything he had into this one. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He fires one deep down the right. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Raiders are finally stopped on the return, but they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Chased out to his right. He just throws this one away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball, it's all about the ball. Well, discretion, a better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Lawrence working from the gun. Has it in close. And in for the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Johnson now on the return. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 33. Done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Big gain downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I can guarantee you that's going to be Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
And they'll get there and stop him at the line. Tampa spends its second timeout now. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second chance at 6 here. It's second and goal. Mayfield with a blitz coming. Has it down close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. That timeout taken by the Buccaneers, and that's their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They've held him out twice. Here we go. Third and goal. Mayfield now. Blitz coming. And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers make it a one-score game before halftime. Mike Evans with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. Yep. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Vegas first down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Motioning in the tight end now. Looking to throw. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. He's got a lane up past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
23.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Safe right. Silver.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He's on the move. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Lawrence trying again on 2nd. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Take right open. 11.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? And it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Back to throw it. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with the 4th down stand.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
On target to Godwin. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Pistol.
From the gun, Mayfield. He's got Godwin working that sideline. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
That's brought in by White. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They give for the first time to Rashad White. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Mayfield now from the gun. And the Raiders get there and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play. A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant. Inches into the ground to end that return. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here's the 24.
Now Lawrence. It is caught left side. A big 34-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Raiders first.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
In the middle holes, they don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Hey, go, go.
This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Buccaneers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. All right, that's now his 2nd interception thrown in this game. Obviously not a stat you want, but he does have those 4 touchdowns to fall back on.
And that pick, well, makes it a little bit better performance for this defense, right? I mean, you get burned 4 times, but at least you got a couple to hang your hat on that you did take away. I'm not sure that fact is going to save them from what's going to be a really rough film session, though.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down. He was looking for Chris Godwin on that play. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jeremy Chin has got it. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought that defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
Launches one deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got it.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Raiders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Flowers now to return it. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Oh no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Andrew Phillips. And the Raiders take possession of the football. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their fourth interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. One interception, it sticks with you all week long. But throwing four, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now it's Lawrence. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
11. Silver.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. That's caught at the 4. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
We're at on red.
They'll try and punch it in. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Offense up to the line fast. Back to him on second and goal. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Working quickly here.
Here we go.
Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And he hauls it across for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders lengthen the lead at the end of the third. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to fourth and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on third and goal.
Johnson with a return here. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. This, our last play of the quarter. They give to Irving, left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the fourth quarter. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on first. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Play fake, it's Mayfield. On the move, headed right. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So it'll be third down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge...
He's got it deep downfield. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown. McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers make it an 11-point ball game. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Fielded at the 7. And look at this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped.
At their own 34-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Hey, kill. All right, let's go.
back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence on the play fake. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Jamel Dean makes the play.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie. Right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did. His 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10.
Alert, 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 alert.
Baker now from the gun. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
White on 1st and goal. Has the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers parlay the interception into points. It's a Rachaad White touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth.
And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Here's a return from the 7. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Great job. Hey, Lion.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Got a man, Bowers has it. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he doesn't find open space. He only finds a defender who makes the stop. Back-to-back carries here. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
Red 23.
Back to the well again. Ooh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Lawrence working from the gun. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but the problem's on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Looking to throw. Put the body on the line for his team. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Vegas first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Finds him on the crossing route. And he will take this in. Touchdown! The Raiders make it a two-possession game here in the fourth. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting it on the spot. And usually, when you reach him out...
He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And he's out the clear. The 50. And the Buccaneers have some new life in the fourth. Well, the good news is it's not going to count as a pick on the stat sheet, but 2 points left on the table thanks to that INT.
It sure looked there for a second, didn't it, Kate? Like the points may have been going on the other side of the board.
Sure did.
I'll tell you what, this is one of those moments, we don't see a lot, right? Interception, a run back on a 2-point play. It just shows you the wherewithal of this team, the coaching, and then the players' IQ, the acumen to go out there and execute with all they had after that interception.
First and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, alert, 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 alert!
Baker now off the play fake. Called in by Godwin. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Good.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. This complete to Cole. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Throwing, Baker. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
That one's incomplete in the end zone. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Good.
Throwing again is Baker. Has it in close. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal.
What's that?
Irving will not score, and it's not going to get back to the line either. I think he lost close to 3 on that play. Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's second and goal.
What's that?
Here he goes on the bootleg. And this is caught for a score, and we are not done here yet. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Big moment coming up here for the Buccaneers. They're going for 2. Setting up to pass. And they get the 2-point conversion. He's in the lead, only a field goal now. down inside the final 90 seconds as they line up for the all-important onside kick. And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3-and-out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3-and-out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buckle it up.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Red on red.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
On the ball, let's go.
Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
On 1st down, they'll run. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line.
30 left.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. They'll send him up the middle. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. That timeout taken by the Buccaneers, and that's their final one. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Hey, easy. Route.
Here he is to throw. Has it in close. And a massive hit near the goal line to keep him out of the end zone. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And even fighting that dreaded body clock with the West Coast trip, they played their game, and they're taking this victory back east with them. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Raiders winners. As with that, we sign off from Tampa.
Ultra ground movement, riding in the gear, not used. Tighten up, you would lose. I approve. I bet, I step and approve. Straight ultra ground, make all you haters get down. You understand what I'm saying?
I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. Come with the wish list. Come with the wish